Who's coming on the school trip to Paris next week?
Me! I must remember to put my name on the list.
Not me. I refuse to travel by coach. I always feel sick.
Oh yes, I remember feeling really sick on a school trip once. It was my birthday, so I brought a chocolate cake to share. I let everyone have a piece and we all felt sick. Also, it made a terrible mess on the coach, and my seat was covered in chocolate. The teacher made me clean it up. She didn't allow me to bring food on the coach after that, so I remember feeling hungry all the time.
I had a bad experience on a school trip too. We were doing a tour of Roman monuments. We stopped to take photos of an old Roman bridge. I tried to take a selfie with the river and the bridge in the background, but I stepped back too far and fell in the river. My classmates saw me falling, but they didn't manage to stop me. I got very wet, and even the teachers couldn't help laughing.
Yes, I'll never forget watching you fall into the river. It was hilarious. Unfortunately, I forgot to take photos of you coming out of the river. You looked so funny.
Thanks. I keep doing stupid things on school trips. I remember another coach trip. When we stopped to go to the bathroom, I went to the shop and started reading an interesting magazine. I completely forgot to get back on the coach, and it left without me.
Oh no, what did you do?
I expected them to come back for me, but they never did, so I called my dad. When I saw him arrive, I was so relieved. I imagined having to stay there all night.
You should come to Paris, Julie. We're travelling by train.
I'm not sure about going to France again. On the last school trip to France, we went to a restaurant and I tried speaking French. I intended to say thank you, but I think I said something rude because the waiter seemed to be shocked and angry.
I'm sure your French has improved. I think you should stop finding excuses and put your name on the list.
Hello again. In today's lesson, we will take another look at verb patterns. To begin with, we will remind ourselves about some of the common verb patterns and then look at verbs that have two patterns with a change in meaning. First, let's refresh our memories about some basic patterns. The most common one is verb plus the to infinitive. The important thing to remember here is whether or not the verb takes an object. These verbs don't. I refuse to travel by bus. They didn't manage to stop me. I intended to say thank you. These verbs do. She didn't allow me to bring food. I expected them to come back for me. A smaller group of verbs and verb phrases are followed by the ing form. The teachers couldn't help laughing. I keep doing stupid things on school trips. I imagined having to stay there all night. And finally, there is a tiny group of verbs, including make and let, that take an object plus the infinitive without to. I let everyone have a piece. The teacher made me clean it up. Now we move on to a small group of verbs that can be followed by the to infinitive or the ing form, and the meaning changes. Remember and forget are two of these verbs. With the to infinitive, you are talking about something you should do or should have done. I must remember to put my name on the list means I should put my name on the list. I completely forgot to get back on the bus means I should have got back on the bus, but I didn't. With the ing form, you are simply talking about or reflecting on an event or situation in the past.
So I remember feeling hungry all the time.
I'll never forget watching you fall into the river.
Stop is another verb where the meaning changes, depending on what follows the verb. Stop followed by the to infinitive is two actions. First stop, then do something. In fact, you stop in order to do something. We stopped to take photos. Stop followed by the ing form is one action. You stop the thing you are doing. You should stop finding excuses. There are other verbs which take both the to infinitive and the ing form where the difference in meaning is very small. Try is one of these. Try with the to infinitive suggests that you are doing a difficult task which maybe ends in failure. I tried to take a selfie, but I fell in the river. Try with the ing form suggests that you are simply doing an experiment to see if you can succeed. I tried speaking French. Finally, there is a group of verbs including feel, hear, see and watch where the difference in meaning is also very small. With the infinitive, you are describing a completed action. When I saw him arrive, I was so relieved. With the ing form, you are describing an ongoing action. My classmates saw me falling, but they didn't manage to stop me. As always, when verbs are followed by other verbs, the important thing to remember is which verb pattern they belong to. Well, that's all for today. Thank you and see you again soon.